couple things you can do for the arrows. First thing, these are some Indian arrows that I'm making now. These are with metal tips. You don't want to be making these for your kids. What I make for the kids are arrows like this that have wooden tips. And it's basically a 5/16 oak dowel. Check for defects. Make sure they're nice and straight. I think these are 24, yeah, these are 24-inch arrows, 25-inch. For the nock, I just take that same chainsaw file and I cut that groove in. You can also take this end and heat it up with a torch and burn it. All right, you just want a good knock here. On this end, I take a larger dowel, I drill a hole about 3/4 of the way through, and then I glue it on top and round off the edge. It makes a nice little tip. All right, and if it comes off, so what? You just glue it in, and then they can hit hay bales and stuff with it. It bounces off. It's fine. Or you can go to the store and just buy some arrows. Now for the feathers, you go to the beach, you find some feathers. You can go to the store and buy them. I know Michael's has arrows. Arrows has feathers. I use them all the time. Basically, you want them to be about 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches long. I've got some here that I've already done for adult arrows. This is half of a turkey feather. And in order to get it like this, what you got to do is you got to split it. So let me take one. Let's see, do I have any unsplits here? Hold on. Yeah, I'll take one out of the bag. These are some that I just got. And for a kid's arrow, you can get 2 arrows out of each one of these at least. Alright? So what you can do is you can take a knife and you can cut it down the groove. Or with a turkey feather, just take like a little wooden mallet or something. I'm just going to hit that along the vein. Just wrap that. And then with your fingers, see that splits? Be careful. Right? You just start to peel that apart. That's it. And then you can scrape it if you have any rough spots. Alright? Just be careful. You just keep splitting it all the way along. Alright? And you get that nice. Now you want to make sure that they're facing in the right direction. So you know the feather goes this way, and that's the way you want it to be on your arrow. Does that make sense? Because the arrow goes this way, so the wind will take it that way. It's going to be a pretty arrow. Alright, so once you get it down to this, whether it's one you find on the beach or whatever, go ahead and take it. Do I have any scissors in here? Yeah, here they are. My cameraman just pointed them out. Just a simple way to do it. This is going to be for an adult arrow, so I'm going to cut this 5 inches right down here. Alright, watch this. So you're going to want to take a little bit of the top of the feather off here. See that? Just like that. And then you can, now I recommend just do 2 feathers for the kids' arrows. I do 3, but you're learning how to do this. 2 is fine. 3 is like you got to have 19 arms. I've sort of mastered it, but it takes a while. But you can just do 2 and it'll work just fine. Again, just make sure that they're facing in the right direction. Now, first thing you're going to do is get your arrow blank. I don't have any kids' arrow blanks, so I'll just use one of these. Doesn't make a difference. You want to come down from the nock a little bit. Okay. One thing to keep in mind is when this is in the bow, right, and the string is in the bow, this nock, you don't want this feather to hit the bow as it passes through. So you want to make sure that there's no feather on this inside where it's going to hit the bow. Alright, so you just go ahead and put this right here on top, just to show you how it goes. And what you're going to do is string up the bottom. This is where I'm going to have it. You want to have it down from the nock a little bit. Once you have it down, you're going to hold this, and then you can take this. I'll show you yellow because it's easy. It comes in different colors. This is artificial sinew, and all you have to do is cut yourself a piece, about like that. Here's my eyeball. Okay. And it's a good idea to split this apart. Watch this. See my fingers? Get a couple of good pieces. You want it nice and thin. I hope this isn't taking longer than I intended, but I really want you guys to get this because this is fun to do with the kids. And anytime I can get you to do something with the kids, it's a victory for me. So here we go. I'm going to start with the bottom one. And I'm just going to wrap it. You get good at this. Make it neat though. Don't rush through it. I really take my time when I do. I use real sinew on my other arrows, like my museum arrows, but this is, I mean, you can't even tell. Just want to make sure that you get enough to come past this so this doesn't become like a sticking point, right? And then you'll just tie these together. Just tie those together. Rub some of your tight bond around it, and then when that dries, just clip that off. Just clip the excess off. You're going to pull this, once that's dry, you pull this tight, and you do the same thing up here. And that's it. You won't need to do anything else. You could put a little bit of glue in here if you want, like some contact cement, and that's fine, but you don't have to. And if you're kind of crafty, like me, you could take some thread and you can just wrap it around like that. And that's always fun to do too. Some Native Americans would actually do that. All right, there you go. We're done. That's it. I know I'm going to get some questions. But could you imagine if I actually took you through the whole process, how long we'd be here? So that's about the best I can do. I think you'll have fun with this. They're great shooting bows. That's it. Go make them. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. All right.